one.
Uh-huh.
Right, because I'm going to sing words.
Okay.
I think that's right.
Uh-huh. That was beautiful. That was really good.
Good morning. Welcome here in the sanctuary. Welcome online to the Unitarian Universalist Church of St. Petersburg. We are on land stolen from the Tocobaga Indigenous Americans. Veterans Day takes place this week, so thank you to all who served. November is also Indigenous Peoples Heritage Month. My name is Ben. My pronouns are he and they. I am very excited to bring you today's worship service. It's called Gratitude Practices. So it's second in the theme. We have a monthly theme of gratitude. And yes, last week was an introduction. This week is the practice of gratitude. We have music by Joanne Kellner, who will also be leading our hymns, by the UU St. Pete Bell Choir, by our own talented Liam Dunn. And my worship associate today is the very pregnant head of our worship team, Bianca Hatten.
Well, good morning. I'm Bianca. It's so good to see so many of you this morning. Can you hear me okay? Okay, great. If you want a church where hope continues to shine through dark times, and after Tuesday, we are fired up for the midterm elections.
Yes.
Then I have good news for you. You may have found your church home.
Thanks, Bianca. We have 3 announcements today. The new member class will take place this Saturday from 10 to 4, and there's a sign-up sheet right there in Gilmore Hall.
The racial justice team will meet today at noon in Conway South. All are welcome.
Finally, Claudia and William, where's Claudia? Claudia and William, I don't see, are organizing the UU St. Pete Thanksgiving Day again this year, so please see Claudia or just sign up also in Gilmore.
Please read the rest of the announcements in your order of service or in the monthly newsletter, and also in the TV in Gilmore Hall. For those of you who are not familiar with the space, Gilmore Hall is this room right here.
Now, as Unitarian Universalists, we are people of diverse beliefs. I was greeting some of you who are new, and so there's no like, you gotta believe this and so. But we do share a faith that every being is worthy of love, that we are connected to one another and to the earth, and that what we do in this world matters. So whoever you are, and wherever you are in your journey, you are welcome here. And I'm especially excited to see some folks coming back. Some of our snowbirds are back. You are very welcome here. It's good to see you.
So allow me to give a special welcome to any newcomers. If you're new to UU St. Pete, or relatively new, can you just give us a wave? Hi. And if you'd like, there's no pressure. You can briefly introduce yourself. Reverend Ben will bring around the microphone to you so that those on YouTube can hear what you're saying. You are under no obligation to say anything, but if you're willing, we'd like to hear from you. Anyone want to brave it? Nope, she's good. She says she's fine. Okay. So I have a note here to say thanks for sharing, but we know how you feel. But thanks for silencing your cell phones. Regarding masks, we encourage you to wear one as you're comfortable. But now is the time for us to turn and greet our neighbors, to say hello to someone who's new today. And please remember to get consent if you're going to hug or shake hands. This is great.
$3.49, but it's we gather together? All right, cool. Thank you. Is it in that? Oh, yeah. That was very quick. Sorry to interrupt. Let's get ready to sing the show out. Go now in peace, go now in peace. May the spirit of love surround you everywhere, everywhere you may go. I like clapping for Go Now in Peace. Please rise as you're willing and able for our first hymn. It's We Gather Together. It's not number 394 as I typed it. It's 349, but it is in our gray hymnal. 349. Together in joyful thanksgiving, acclaiming creation's bounty we share. Sorrow and gladness we find now in our living. We share a hymn of praise to the life we bear. We gather together in joyful thanksgiving, omitting our passage to be a true affirmation in joy and tribulation. Please remain standing for the chalice lighting. Our flaming chalice is a reminder that we choose to focus here together for this time, and that we believe this time is sacred. When Morgan Gresham lights our chalice, I invite you to say our covenant out loud. It's in your program. Love is the spirit of this church, and the service its law. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in love, and to help one another. You may be seated.
We come to the time in our worship service for joys, sorrows, and concerns. Those of you on YouTube Live are not in this room, but your presence is still felt. Please type your joys, sorrows, or concerns into the chat. If you have a joy, sorrow, or concern to submit during the week, please write to Reverend Ben at minister@uustpete.org.
Right now, Earl Waters will place a stone next to those beautiful flowers donated by Marie and transported by Michael. He'll place a stone in the water for each one that's submitted this week. It's still time to bring one up to me like Joanne is doing.
First, a stone of concern from Sandra Lewis. Her mother had a stroke last week and fell a few days ago.
We have a stone of joy and gratitude for the president of our Unitarian Universalist Association, Reverend Dr. Sophia Betancourt, and a second stone for our UUA staff and leaders, especially the staff from the UUA Southern Region office.
Have a stone of joy and sorrow from Sabina and Geneva. Sorrow is that our most vulnerable neighbors will be exposed to frigid weather this week. And a joy stone for UU St. Pete for opening its cold night shelter to house 15 to 20 guests.
Now each week we submit a joy of gratitude and joy for someone or some group of people who have done extraordinary work towards making our mission happen. And this week, I want to thank Brynce Johnson, our new sexton. We have a sexton, and it's Brynce Johnson. Please join me in welcoming Brynce Johnson. Thank you for your work. Brynce has been with us for like a month and a half now, 2 months, something, and he's doing great. So I'm glad you're here, Brynce.
I have a stone of joy and concern from Emily. Both of her parents have bronchitis, and her best friend has bad anxiety and a lot of health issues. The joy is that she's going to Palm Beach this weekend, or on Tuesday, for a 2-day cruise.
A stone of joy from Karen Cole. For those who voted on Tuesday, I now have hope, she says.
Yay. A stone of joy from Russ and Ron. They celebrated their 50th anniversary on October 18th.
What? Happy anniversary, you two. It's good to see you. A stone of joy from Carol Apollonia to welcome her baby grandson, Albie, who was born here in St. Pete on Monday, October 27th. Welcome to the world, Albie.
And a stone of sorrow from Jerry, asking for hope and love for her brother who's facing terrible challenges.
A stone of concern from Joanne Kellner. All 3 of my boss's kids, she said, were involved in separate car accidents last weekend. One of the accidents resulted in serious injury. And then it's 4 stone joy, 2 joys, 1 sorrow, 1 concern from the green team. A joy that COP30 begins again tomorrow. A joy that last year $2 trillion flowed into renewables. A sorrow that U.S. leadership is standing in the way with big oil, and a concern that the whole world must act faster and invest much more.
And we will place 1 final stone for the joys, concerns, and sorrows that remain in our hearts, perhaps too tender to be spoken out loud.
And it's time for our responsive reading from our community covenant. The words can be found in your order of service.
Participants in UU St. Pete community come together out of a common belief that what we do in this world matters.
Love is the spirit of this church,
and service is its law.
Since a healthy and vibrant community depends upon our adherence to a common congregational covenant, we expect all community participants to commit to the following practices as part of our great covenant. To dwell together in peace, I will celebrate diversity, inclusivity, and opportunities to learn and grow.
I will strive to experience myself and other community members as multidimensional individuals, complex and filled with value.
I will not speak to anyone
in a hateful, harmful, or hurtful way. I will hold accountable anyone who behaves in ways counter to this covenant.
I recognize, believe me, that I am an imperfect individual and will sometimes fall short of this covenant. I commit to try my very best to live its aspirations. Together, we will all work to build our beloved community. May all of us find a comforting and compassionate presence in the warmth of fellowship and community. Because the mystery is, we're connected. We're connected even when we feel apart. So let's rejoice in this beloved community that makes of the many one, and let's take about a minute of silence together. Spirit of love, come unto me. Sing my heart, all the stories of passion, rolling away, rise in the sea, moving the hand, giving life the shape of justice. Roots hold me close, wings set me free. Spirit of life, come to me, come to me.
So, I'm supposed to give a view from the pew. Here it goes. So we're talking about gratitude practices today, for those of you who haven't read your program yet. And I practice gratitude in two ways that I can think of and want to share. One way I absolutely adore, and the other way is more like a spoonful of cod liver oil. It's kind of gross, but it's good for you. So I'll let you decide which one I find most enjoyable. So the first gratitude practice, I'm going to start off with a little bit of backstory so it makes more sense. So I see a therapist twice a month to exorcise the demons. I am a recovering mean girl, and I'm a little prickly, kind of like a porcupine, a really cute one. And I'm usually not that sweet, so my tongue has been known to cut like a knife. People see me coming and they want to go the other way. But this poor behavior that I've shown over the years, as a child, I just grew up this way, is actually a defense mechanism, right? You can hurt them before they can hurt you. But it led to so much loneliness in my life because it turns out no one wants to be friends with a porcupine, especially one with a knife. And so, luckily, I was able to recognize that the common denominator in my life was me. As Taylor Swift would say, hi, it's me, I'm the problem, it's me. And I got help. So in my therapy sessions, we talk about all the ways since we last spoke that I experienced heartache or hardship, but then practiced restraint and followed it with gratitude. She encourages me to keep a journal and jot down those moments that weigh heavy on me. So I write so feverishly in my journal that it feels warm to the touch, but at the end of every entry, I have to be grateful for something. So I can't just leave it on a bad note. So this can look like, I can't believe this person was so rude to me during this conversation. But I'm so grateful that they felt comfortable enough to be honest with me. And I'm glad to have grown to a person that did not respond in anger, but with understanding. I hope they're okay. Now, my second gratitude practice is, have you ever seen like a really excited, eager kid that's happy to get like their favorite snack, right? It's usually accompanied by a little dance, right? So no dance is the same, but yet they all look familiar when you see them. But I'll let you in on a little secret. I never grew out of that. So my covenant group members can tell you, especially that one in the balcony up there, that snacks really excite me. It just really gets me going. But my dances aren't just for food. When I get great news or I accomplish something or I surprise myself in new and exciting ways, then my body starts to move, right? Like first it starts in the shoulders. I do a little dance. And then it starts in the head. And before you know it, my whole body's going. And I don't care who sees it. And it's just so exciting to me. Thank you, Leah. So most of the time, this movement is contagious. And those around me start to move too. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to invite you all to close your eyes and think of a time where something brought you great joy It can even be a snack. And I want you to give a little boogie. Liam? Okay, so sometimes it's just a finger tap or a toe tap or a head nod, but it feels good. Thank you, Liam. So how did that feel? That felt pretty good, right? Good. So take that into next week with you and don't say I never gave you anything.
Red. I will just introduce a shaker tune about the gift of being simple and thankfulness.
Thank you, Bell Choir. Mm-hmm. Bianca, for your words. I've talked before here about the monk who was running away from the tiger and gets to the cliff. Anybody remember? Both of you? Some of you have heard this before. The monk is running away from the tiger, realizes he's running towards the edge of a cliff. The tiger's right behind him, so he has no choice. He jumps off the cliff. As he is jumping, he sees a vine, grabs the vine. He's hanging from the vine. The tiger is pacing back and forth, inches from him. Monk looks down. At the bottom of the cliff, 2 more tigers. It is at this moment that the monk begins to feel the vine slip. He looks up and notices 2 mice gnawing on the vine. This is when he sees next to the mice a beautiful, ripe red strawberry. He reaches out, picks the strawberry, eats the strawberry, and it tasted so sweet. Do you recognize the story now, some of you? It's a Zen, is it koan? Is that how you say it? A Zen koan story, which doesn't usually have like, it means this and so. It has multiple meanings. But one of the meanings, according to the Embrace Mindfulness website, is the fact that we humans tend to focus on the tigers of our lives. The website says most of us disregard the strawberries that are present, that are around every moment. If we do not see the strawberries, the website says, it's because we're not paying attention. If we could pause and notice, however, we can take in the deliciousness of life in the present moment. We are swimming in abundance, the website says, and yet we feel we are lacking. Wonderful perspective. Wonderful advice. Feels just a little judgy to me, though. I'm not sure it's my fault if I don't notice the strawberry when I'm about to die. I'm not paying attention, not because I'm lazy, but because I'm about to be eaten by tigers. Embrace Mindfulness website. My Facebook friend posted this morning, waking up every morning, she said, with existential dread is making me feel hopeless. So I invited her to church. She can't make it because of logistics, but she's going to come another week. If she had come, however, I would not be scolding her. Just pause and notice. Just take in the deliciousness of life. Also, I don't know if you've noticed, I'm not a monk. She is also not a monk either. Monks spend a lot of hours every day practicing mindfulness, practicing gratitude, practicing. Remember, that's our topic today, the practice. Last week we learned from Brene Brown that joyful people don't just have an attitude of gratitude, they have a gratitude practice. So how? How do we practice gratitude? And when? When do we practice it? Why, we just answered. One of the whys, anyways, we practice gratitude so that we're ready when our own particular tigers come out at night. But when? When do we practice gratitude? Bianca already told us 2 times that she does it. I try to attach a gratitude practice to something, some ritual, not necessarily related to gratitude. So when I eat food, I thank the earth and the people who brought the food. When I come into this building built in 1929, I thank the building. Thank you, building. And I swear I can feel the building like getting happy. It does, it preens, it has like an energy if you believe in that sort of thing. I thank the two founding mothers of this church from 1914. I thank our ancestors, both Universalist and Unitarian ancestors, who paved the way for our faith of the present, centered as it is in love, in justice, in equity, and so much more. All attached to when I walk in to the building. So that's when. How do we practice gratitude? We're a pluralistic faith. So Christian, Unitarian, Universalist, or UUs, Christian UUs might thank Jesus. Muslim UUs might thank Allah. Atheists might thank the mystery of science. We pagans might thank Mother Goddess, the four sacred things on the wall. Pantheists, well, we thank everything, because we believe everything's divine. Bianca's two gratitude practices are the perfect example. One is embodied, celebratory dance that quickly becomes contagious, and the other is written, ending each journal entry with something she's grateful for. And did you notice how she evolved when she was writing in her journal? I can't believe the person was so rude to me during our conversation. But you weren't typing, you were handwriting. I can't believe it. But I'm so glad they felt comfortable enough to be honest with me. I'm glad I've grown into a person that did not respond with anger, but with understanding. I hope they are okay. During the actual practice of the gratitude, I tend to evolve into really believing it the more I do it. So it's great to have a gratitude practice for when you're happy, for when you get your treat. It's even better to have one for when you're angry, when you're sad, when you feel hopeless, when you feel lonely, when you don't feel grateful. I talked last week about my gratitude practice when I'm playing video poker. Thank you, jacks. Thank you, queens. If I don't win, thank you, jacks. Thank you, queens. I keep the practice up, even when I don't feel like doing it. And guess what? The more I practice when I don't feel like it, the easier it gets to practice it all the time. How many of you have heard of doom scrolling? A lot of you. How many of you have heard of joy scrolling? I just learned about joy scrolling, right? Was it you who taught me? Did you post it? No, you do. You joy scroll. So this morning, I saw, no, this was yesterday, I saw a post from my friend in Portland, Oregon. I knew her from the Great Peace March that we went on together. She is a member of the tango community, and so I don't know if you saw this, all these tango people went to the ICE headquarters, like hundreds of people danced the tango in front. This is how you dance the tango. It's like this. Why is my hand like that? There we go. They danced. It's beautiful video, dancing in front of the ICE headquarters. And in Chicago, activists are drawing inspiration from one another. And one of them said, in my joy scroll, I am filled with gratitude for everyone fighting against ICE and this regime in all the ways they can. Blowing whistles, patrolling alleys, buying out vendor carts, filming ICE, protesting detention centers. There's a protest today at our detention center, at our jail. Engaging in mutual aid, documenting the violence, walking other people's children to and from school, and so much more. She said, while this is a challenging time, Chicagoans are facing it with profound courage and sustained action. She says, I am grateful for the resistance. What are some of your gratitude practices? When do you do them? How do you do them? Why do you do them? And I'd love to hear some you do when you get your treat and some you do when you really don't feel like doing them. This is the interactive part of your worship service. You have until I go over there. Gratitude practices.
So I practice gratitude. When I'm upset, I go to my garden, and I won't want to do anything, but I'll end up doing gardening, and I'll end up loving it, and I'll have so much gratitude to the earth for that.
Thanks, Bridget.
Hi, my name is Ellen Scarcella. So I've had a daily gratitude practice for about 16 years where when I wake up, I say what's my version of a prayer. Thank you for waking me up. And then I have 4 little like daily books that I read that are like inspirational, that have like daily passages. Some people call them a devotional. And then when I remember to, I write 10 to 20 things that I'm grateful for. I did that I try to do it. The prayers every day, the readings are every day, the gratitude list when I remember. It's not about perfection, but I actually did that this morning, and there's a few people who know that I do that, and they send me their gratitude lists and stuff as well. So, yeah. So there's an idea. Thank you.
I noticed a while back that I was being very critical and very negative towards inanimate objects, just getting so mad and using a very colorful language with them. And it occurred to me that, well, if I'm getting mad at them, maybe I should turn it around and thank them. Thank, whatever it is. Thank my car for starting. Thank the light for going on. And that's what I started doing, was just saying thank you to whatever. I probably don't do it all the time. That might make me a crazy person, but I do it as often as I think of it. It's good. It's good. If, yes, I do feel better. I don't know if it's from that or not, but I feel better. It's right.
Thanks, Beth. Oh boy.
I use an app called Day One. I don't know if anyone else uses that, but they have journals. You can choose one and use multiple journals. But I like to use the gratitude journal on the first walk of the day with my dog. And you can dictate into it, you can answer questions, and it's very handy. And sometimes if it's, usually it's things I'm really happy about, but there could be things where you go, I guess I'm just really glad to have clarity now, or to see things better, even if it's not what I want.
I look at my Ella, I have a picture of her on my phone, and I just smile and I'm grateful for her. And then every time she does something cute, I just am grateful for it. So it's not like an official gratitude practice, but that's what I do, yeah.
When I worked in psychiatry and chemical dependency, it was a requirement, certainly for our chemical dependency department. And we used to do a gratefulness inventory, required for them to do that. And, it's not about just focusing on positive things, it's about changing your perspective. Okay, I have a roof over my head, I have food in my belly, and I have clothes. So life is not over, even though it feels like I'm at the bottom. You're not, it's just reality. You're okay. And it just kind of changes that perspective. My mother with Alzheimer's also, every day I picked her up for daycare at my house, and we would do a gratefulness. Mom, what are you grateful for today? And many, many, many months later or years later, I asked her, what makes you really happy? And she said, you're gonna think this is crazy, but it's when we talk about what we're grateful for, every morning you pick me up. And once again, it's not to make you happy, it's just perspective, people. You're not at the bottom.
That was Brene Brown's research that I talked about last week. It's you do the gratitude practices first, and then the joy comes, not vice versa.
And in 30 days, it's no work. If you do it for 30 days, it's your habit.
Well, first off, I want to thank everybody for making Ben worry about how long the service is getting. Because we keep going. Thank you for being so patient with us as we all express our gratitude. Oh, do we? Okay. Well, my gratitude, I guess I'd call myself a pantheist. I pretty much appreciate everything. I think it started when I worked in the Pentagon years ago. I was a young officer, but I made a lot more money than the young enlisted guy I used to ride the elevator with. And I know he was struggling. He didn't have enough money to live in one of the world's most expensive cities. And he had kids, and he was at the bottom of the organization totem pole, so I doubt anybody made coffee for him. Every day he got on the elevator, he was happier than me. I had 2 little kids at the time. And I asked him one day, I said, how come you're always so happy? Every time I see you get in the elevator, you're happy. He looked at me straight-faced and said, I got up this morning.
Yep, I got it this morning.
So I started years ago at night after my day trying to come up with 3 things I'm grateful for. And if I struggle, I ask my husband to help me come up with some things to be grateful for. And if I can't think of anything, sort of like what you were saying, Joe, I'll say, I'm glad we have electricity. If I can't come up with something, if it was just a hard day, but at least I fall asleep. I did that on purpose, so I have good dreams.
Thank you. Music for anyone? Does music do it? Alanis Morissette, thank you, India. Thank you, frailty. Thank you to solution.
It's okay. I found myself realizing that I'm grateful when I realize someone else is not as fortunate. And I'm reminded constantly, since I think I've become aware of the fact that I am privileged. And so I've always been in some service as a healthcare professional. But now I feel more gratitude when I also return the favor to people who need it. And for me, that is really what reinforces my gratitude.
Let's do 3 more. 1 and then there were hands here.
It seems like every time I feel pressure for myself, I see someone worse off than me. No legs or whatever.
One thing that I've been thinking a lot about lately is when I get really when I get caught up in a moment and I get kind of crabby or grumpy or anything like that, just the idea of impermanence, you just think everything that you see, everybody that you are with, we're all here just for a short time, and that will automatically turn it for me.
There's more than 1 hand here.
So there are times in life where I perceive myself to be a victim, and there's times in life where I truly have been a victim. And I find relief in gratitude that I was not the abuser.
Okay. All right. May we develop gratitude practices for when we are happy and for when we are not. May we allow ourselves to revel in the beauty around us, among us, and inside us. May we remain grateful to our Unitarian Universalist ancestors who paved the way for our work today. And may we be gentle with ourselves if we cannot summon the will to be grateful. I'll close with the words from UU minister, Reverend Julia Corbett Heemeyer. She says, we come into this sacred space, this hallowed hour, made sacred by our presence and intention here. We come with deep gratitude for everyday blessings, for the dependable changing of the seasons as they follow one another, for smiles and waves and spoken greetings, for being with others in worship, for babies and puppies and kittens, and for the wisdom of the old, everyday blessings that sustain us every day. Amen. Ashe. Blessed be.
The time in our service has come for offering, and we are so grateful for anything that you can give to this wonderful church. We fruit from trees planted long before we're born. May we plant seeds that bear fruit long after we're gone. In the sanctuary, the offering will now be given and received.
That which is given in love is received with great joy. Thank you so much. I thanked Marie Miles for the donation of these flowers before, and I should have thanked Michael Rowe. Michael transported them to us. Thank you, Michael, from
Michael.
Tampa. Please rise as you're willing and able for our closing hymn, Give Thanks. It's number 69 in the gray hymnal. Be seated. You may remain seated as Liam plays our postlude.
We invite you to follow along with the hand gestures. Light of truth. Which one is that one? There,
It's up
thank
here.
you. Light of truth, warmth of love, and fire of courage. And will one of the Greshams please extinguish the fire or the flame?
Thank you, Morgan.
Thank you, Morgan. The words to the UUSP, traditional chalice extinguishing, is in your order of service. All right, ready?
Ready.
We extinguish this flame, but not
the
the light of truth, the warmth of love, or the fire of courage.
These we carry in our hearts
and out into the world. If there are any team members from the worship team, if we could meet for 5 minutes in the Gilmore Library, I'd appreciate it.
Our worship is over, but our service begins. Please join us for coffee hour in Gilmore Hall, where we will have Broadway music playing, I understand. That's to encourage you to visit the fellowship table, where you can sign up for the Broadway review, also the new member class, also Thanksgiving, also our upcoming mingles. I'm going to be on a staycation this week, but I will be available for pastoral emergencies. We hope this time together will help you through your week. Will help you remember you are not alone. Blessings.